Beautiful clothes indeed. Well, as South Africans, we always make the best of really good weather. So with summer, well, all the outside picnicking and partying is bound to pick up. Well, why not invite all your guests to your homes with beautiful ambient lighting and also keep the mosquitoes at bay? In fact, every week Expresso and builders will come up with a really creative DIY project that you can try at home. And this week, DIY expert Andrew Donkin, he has a creative lighting solution for our gardens.
This morning we're working with copper piping. Now these guys really are useful in more ways than one. Andrew Donkin, our builder's DIY expert, is going to show us how to transform these into beautiful garden torches, creating some lovely outdoor ambience. All right, Andrew, it's not every day we get to play with copper piping. So what exactly do we need for our DIY project this morning?
Okay, we've got some standard copper piping over 15mm and 22mm. We've got some copper fittings, we've got some general power tools, we've got a gas torch, we've got some citronella oil. Perfect time for KZN now. We've got all the mozzies and the mockies coming through. The citronella oil will actually veer it off. And we've got this stuff here, which is sash cord, which we're going to use the wick for our garden torch lantern.
Perfect. Okay. Right, Andrew, so where do we kick off?
Okay, well, let's get started by actually measuring up our copper pipe. We're going to measure out the chamber, which is going to hold the actual citronella oil. Measure out about 200mm, and then we're going to use the pipe cutter to cut it off. The pipe cutter is standard for any different sizes. You just open it up, screw it in tight, and spin it around, and it leaves that nice, fine edge. Gets rid of all the burrs, and makes it much easier to work with.
So we've got our two pieces of pipe neatly cut off. What's next?
Okay, now we're going to assemble it and then we're going to solder it together. Okay, well, we're going to start building the torch itself. We're going to start off with the 15mm copper pipe. Then we're going to basically take our first copper fitting, which is actually a reducer enlarger. That's going to go on the top. Now, in between every mating surface, we're going to put some stuff called flux. Now, that just helps that solder bond, and it cleans the joint to make sure it gets a perfect seal. Now, obviously, we've got a hole all the way down the bottom. We don't want to fill it all the way up with oil. So I'm just using a little 15mm top end cap. That's going to block the hole. We're going to heat that all up, use the solder, and that's going to seal it. Okay, then our final bit is the chamber. That's going to go on top. We're going to seal that as well, the same process, and that's what's going to hold all our citronella oil. Okay, you can see, and as you touch it, you can see it run all the way around the edge and actually seal that whole entire joint.
And that would really create that airtight seal.
Perfect. It's normal copper piping that you would be using for a household water supply. Okay, for our lid, we're going to use a standard stop-in copper piece, which is going to fit perfectly on top of our 22mm chamber pipe that we used. Okay, we're going to drill a hole in the top, and then we're going to force our wick all the way through. Now, I've cut a bit of extra off, just to allow to rather trim it afterwards to the actual size. We'll pull that back, and then that's going to go in the top, like so. We'll push it down a little bit of excess, and we're going to trim off what's left over on the top. Right, Ewan, have you got a steady hand?
Of course I have a steady hand.
Okay, right, you're going to do the filling up of the citronella oil then.
Okay. You see, it's told you. And that should be good. You know what, this is such a great little DIY project and different from the conventional garden torches that you would go out and buy. And you can literally make this in no time at all. Remember, if you want to get those details, you can log on to our website, expressoshow.com.
I must say that was a neat little DIY project there. Now, we've got a nice competition for you to win a 500 Rands Builders voucher. All you need to do is SMS the keyword Builders, including your name and city, to 33728. Remember that terms and conditions apply, and SMSs cost R1.50. No free SMSs apply.